Welcome to the all-new Rev'n News. I'm Mike, and this is Joe, your Rev'n News hosts.
That's right, Rev'n News is all new and will be your weekly automotive news source, delivering highlights on the latest products in the automotive aftermarket and the industry's top movers and shakers. At Rev'n News, we cover anything that revs, from mini bikes to Mopars and Mustangs to monster trucks.
So whether you're a newbie or an experienced gearhead, we're going to give you the insider information to the newest parts, awesome builds, and special events, right from the experts themselves, the manufacturer or the builder.
And today we're featuring the inside of the engine. What makes an engine go? Well, the short and sweet is air, fuel, and spark. And these three together cause combustion, which forces the pistons to move up and down.
That's right, Joe. And if you're looking to race or you just want to modify your vehicle for more power and performance, then you'll need some solid pistons.
And there are a lot of misconceptions about the type and quality of pistons out there, so we sat down with JE Pistons to learn more.
You know, I think the biggest misconception about pistons is that a piston is a piston. So people, you know, when someone looks at a piston, they think, okay, I have a cast piston in my engine, that seems to work pretty well. Do I need a forged piston? Well, the reality is there's a huge difference between a low-cost piston and a high-cost piston. You know, the amount of effort behind the scenes before even making chips on a CNC machine, the engineering, the analysis, you know, the understanding of what that engine is going to experience in the racing environment is key to designing it properly so it survives. And if you look across the market, in the piston market, not everyone has that capability to truly understand it, has the tools to analyze it, and then has the machinery to properly execute a good part. JE uses finite element analysis. It's a computerized software that allows us to simulate thermal and mechanical stresses on a part. So we can literally look at a part and say, it's going to turn 9,000 RPM. And so this piston and it calculates the load that's going to be on that piston at that RPM, and we can adjust the design so it doesn't break. Through the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, JE has always been, and today, JE has always been the place to get fast, high quality forged pistons, whether it be off the shelf or custom made. So a good majority of JE's business is custom made pistons for high ranking business or high ranking racing series like NASCAR, NHRA, whether it be NHRA Pro Stock or even ALMS or off-road racing. So JE Pistons has another piston line that's more affordable called SRP pistons, and within SRP we have our traditional SRP, which is a entry-level forged affordable piston, and we have SRP Professional, which has a little more features, more complex piston rings, and a little bit more lightweight. But this line has been around for JE for a few decades and is the staple for affordable forged pistons. So SRP Pistons is really focused on the street performance and hot rod market and the sportsman level racer. So if you're not a person with a big budget, which a lot of racers are not, but you still need a forged piston that's a good quality, SRP is the perfect design for that.
Now, just having a solid piston is not enough. Connecting rods are just as crucial when it comes to power and performance.
We do some very special processing with our rods. We have a very close relationship with our heat treater, and we have a special two-phase heat treating process that really makes the best rod possible. We use 4340 AQ material, which is a mill certified material, so it's been vacuum degassed, and it's really the best 4340 that you can buy out there. No, they're laser marked, and we also shot peen them. It imparts a compressive residual stress into the surface of the rods, so they're more durable and longer lasting. We've got a really strong design for our Big Block and Big Block Max series rods, and we've seen a pretty strong uptick in the market there. Our Ford series rods, we've really been promoting those over the course of the last 2 years, and we've specifically worked with Chris Holbrook on the Cobra Jet program, and so our Ford rods have really been coming on strong. And really, most importantly, over the course of the last year, we've built up our inventory. And so we now have the best inventory, that we've ever had, and chances are you call up and your rods will be on the shelf. A connecting rod kind of looks like a connecting rod, and you've pretty much got, 2 circles connected with a beam, and somebody picks up a catalog and they see a set of $250, Chinese rods. and they don't maybe recognize the kind of nuances that go into really making a high quality rod. But the tolerances that we deal with on a daily basis are very strict. The quality control that we put into the part is very strict, and we like to think that when the best engine builders in the world open a box of our rods, they can feel comfortable just throwing them into a $150,000 engine that they're building.
Some great parts, Mike, but none of them matter unless you keep those parts well lubricated.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. You should have the right oil no matter if it's in your daily driver or if you're out on the track. One company that's great at both is Royal Purple.
What makes Royal Purple, what separates us from other synthetic premium motor oils is our proprietary additive technology called Cinerlec. I mean, that has been the cornerstone from the beginning, from the industrial to the racing to the consumer products. And so that additive technology is what provides the corrosion protection, the protection for performance vehicles, just overall better power to the car, just those things that you cannot get anywhere else because Cinerlec is what makes us different. Real world experience, being able to test our products on the track, whether it be endurance racing, short track, down the drag strip. It all goes back to our research and development that comes up with different formulations for different scenarios. For example, our XPR 1060 what came about because we were testing with some teams that were doing the Red Bull Global Rallycross, for instance, and they said, hey, look, we need this viscosity for our engines, based on what the cars are doing on the track. Because it's a mixed media kind of platform, they're going jumps, they're doing hairpin turns, they're passing on dirt, they're going on concrete, different kinds of media that they're racing on. So they asked for this 10W60. We went back and did the formulation. They tested it. They said, this is exactly what we need. So after that, then we also brought it to consumers because that's important for us to allow our consumers to benefit from those same experiences that the race teams are having. Right. Well, obviously you're not going to use a 1060 in your daily driver, but we definitely have products for daily drivers. The synthetic, allows you to go for a longer oil interval. So we had a campaign last year that was 1 year, 1 oil change. A lot of people don't believe that. They've grown up with a 3,000 mile oil change interval. You don't have to do that anymore. And so it's saving your dollar in the long run, but it's also protecting your car so your car has longer life as well.
We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to be heading to the LA Roadster Show to check out some sweet builds. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Rev'n News. Mike and I had a chance to visit the LA Roadster Show this year, and it was a gas.
Yeah, the great thing about the Roadster Show is actually getting to talk with the guys that build the cars.
And some of those builders are rising stars in the automotive world, like Troy Ladd from Hollywood Hot Rods. He's going to tell us what it takes to build a hot rod and also give us a sneak peek at a couple of the builds that are still in the works.
Hey, Troy. Looks like you got a pretty popular crowd over here so far. Say hi to our viewers at Rev'n TV.
Hi, Troy Ladd, Hollywood Hot Rods, Grand National Roadster Show, and we're having a good time today. So.
Hey, how about we take our guys on a little sneak peek on what you got in store?
We got a lot to look at.
Let's go.
So, how much time do you have?
Yeah, as much time as we can.
All right, let's go. So, actually, we have our bare metal cars, everything in our booth's kind of naked, so we can talk about that stuff. We also have an amber car in contention for the big trophy, so you want
How about we end with that one?
In with that one.
Cool. Let's talk a little bit about this. Look has been really popular, and you're really just staying true.
So basically, here's our first one. It's 32 Roadster pickup. It's all handmade. We really build these things per the customer, per the customer's style, per his taste and creativity, and not two cars are ever the same. So we like this just because it's a good looking old car.
So Troy, how's it work? I've done pretty well. I got a few dollars. I want you to build a vehicle for me. I kind of give you an idea what I'm looking for, kind of give you a little spirit of what I'm going for, and then I let you do your deal.
Yeah, typically when people come to us, they already know what my style, they know what we do, because you're going to come here because you like our particular version of the art, and it is art. And I sell the experience. You don't give me a check and I give you a car. We come, you come to the shop, we hang out, we talk about your car, and it's a whole process because you need to have fun with the build. And so many people get bogged down in the build part of it, and that should be the most fun. And then when it's done, the bonus is you get the car and you get to drive it. So how it works is we come up with an idea, come up with a concept, I'll work it out, I design something, I work with an artist. Here's some interesting art. All of the cars here have art, and we're using Eric Black of E Black Design Company. So we brainstorm, we draw up the idea, and from drawings we build a car.
Let's check out another one.
Okay. So
You see the crowd's building up here. This is just the beginning.
Okay, we're gonna have to like bust into the crowd here. This car here.
Let's bust through.
Yeah, this car is a 3-year work in progress.
3 years?
3 years so far.
Is that about, speaking of that, what is the average build time?
There's no average.
Okay.
It depends on the complexity of the car. The car we're about to look at is a coach built, which means it didn't exist. This is just a concept that we came up with on paper and design, and then we built a car from paper.
Let's check it out.
So this is it. We call it the Mulholland Speedster, and it's based on, well, where do you want me to? Here we go. We go over here.
Sure.
It's based on very vintage, elegant Hollywood custom car feel of the the late 30s, early 40s era, kind of the Great Gatsby sort of thing.
I was going to say the Great Gatsby look.
But again, this was all designed on paper, and most of this is hand built from nothing. Now we call it a Packard. It's got a Packard grill shell. There is some vintage pieces, so it does have some soul of of a real vintage car, but most of it's just our own interpretation of this, art.
Well, that has to be a perfect example of the fact there is no average time to build a car when you're creating it on paper. Well, with that in mind, how many hours we got in this?
Holy moly, how many hours? You're talking 3 years of full-time labor of at least one person in the last year, 2 full-time guys. So, I mean, do the math on that.
I can't do the math on that. It's a long time.
And I'll tell you what, in the last month to get here, just to show it in this construction, this is a under construction state, we've got 4 guys, like, full-time on it.
Jamming.
We all have time sanding on it. And, this is steel. It's made of 18-gauge steel. And so to get a polished, finished custom car, I mean, this has been welded and shaped all by hand. Yeah. So there's no Bondo covering up what you see. So you can see a reflection of a very, not perfect, but near perfect surface without Bondo or paint.
Hey, let's take a peek what's over here.
Okay.
32 Ford Deluxe?
Yeah, this again, another kind of a concept. There's a 32 3-window, but it's really a conceptual design with more of a European sports car element. So a lot of this is designed off of Bugatti. So the exhaust and some of the trim and some of that stuff is really based on a more of a Bugatti sports car. So we're mixing American hot rod with European sports car heritage.
Let's point out a few of those little features if you don't mind.
Okay.
We talked about the exhaust before we make our way over there. Anything else?
It's actually going to go there. It's not there yet, but you can see on the drawings that that's where that would go. A lot of things that are different about this car is it's been chopped, sectioned twice, reshaped front cowl, reshaped side cowl. We did a V shape on the windshield, did a V shape on the upper roof insert. There's also an oval window that's typically not split, but we thought a split window would look good.
That looks really good.
Yeah. And we reshaped the entire back, more of a European proportion, where it's a smaller deck lid moved up. And it just kind of comes together as, again, an American hot rod with some European flair. So
the wheels are so much part of the look. How did you come up with the wheel consideration on this particular vehicle?
These particular wheels for this display are actually just temporary rollers.
Don't look too bad.
They don't. We are going to end up with wire wheels.
Oh, okay.
So we thought that these would be a nice roller till we pick the perfect wheel. So that's still going to happen. And wheel and tire makes or breaks a car, So.
Welcome back to Rev'n News. Joe and I had a chance to attend the first ever Automechanica show in Chicago this year. And if you've never heard of Automechanica, well, that's because it's the European equivalent to our SEMA show. and now they've brought it to America.
And there's some great manufacturers from all over the world. Some you've never heard of, and some that you may have, like Exedy, for instance.
The main thing that sets Exedy apart from the other clutch manufacturers is we are the premier OEM supplier to most of the Japanese auto manufacturers. So that's one thing that differentiates from us is the Japanese market of product. Our relationship with the Japanese auto manufacturers is very close. We've been working with them for decades. So we work hand in hand with them for new development for their vehicles. We develop new products from the ground up. It starts with an idea, then we go into prototyping. We have extensive testing facilities to test every bit of the product. After the testing is completed, we will start doing on-vehicle testing as well as with on-engine testing. And then we start going into drivability testing and then to the end user or the manufacturer. Exedy is a big supporter of racing products. Our OEM products instill a lot of technology. We use that same technology and manufacturing process in our OEM product that we do in our racing product to make sure that it's a very good product, long-lasting product, and it does what we say it will. You can find more information about Exedy at www.exedyusa.com.
Another one of those well-known companies is Brembo. Not only do they make quality parts through excellent engineering, but they have a new online certification system. Check it out.
It's a really neat, interesting idea because it gives us a chance to talk directly to the end user, the service professionals that are passionate about the brand, and gives us a chance to communicate better with them. We're promoting higher technology, premium two-piece discs, newer brake technology, lighter weight components that are available for the aftermarket. One of the benefits that we're seeing from this show is that we're being able to show the guys that love our products, that are passionate about it, we're communicating to them where to go get it, right? Brembo, we hear from all the time, Brembo's a great product, can't find it. So we're showing them where to go and get our products and then directing them on what we're offering in the aftermarket. The thing that's neat about Brembo is we take the heritage that we have in the racing world and developing new technology for that world, and then also our heritage with the OE customers that develop new technology, and then we're first to bring that to the aftermarket for everyone to put on their vehicles. So we lead in that area of taking the OE and the racing heritage technology to the aftermarket. We try to be the killers of our own technology. We know that if we don't, someone else will. So we're always developing higher end technology, bringing that to the OEs, developing and promoting it with them, and trying to work on it together with them. One of the great things we're promoting at Auto Mechanical Chicago is a program called Brembo Expert. And it gives the service professional or the do-it-yourselfer out there a chance to go online, get trained in Brembo products and brake systems, the proper way to do a brake job, and then also you pass a test and we'll certify you and register you on our zip code finder where to find Brembo or where to get Brembo installed in your vehicle as a zip code finder so that we can actually send the customer and the end user to you for more information on our company, on our products, where to find us, where to buy. It's really all about going to our website.
And for you Saab lovers who are looking for replacement parts, or for those of you who are thinking about giving up owning your Saab because you can't find parts, don't, because there's a company out there who specializes in Saab replacement parts just for you.
Rev'n is a company that was born out of Saab. In 2011, Saab Cars ceased to exist and went into bankruptcy. And in 2012, in June of 2012, Saab Parts in Sweden created a subsidiary company here in the U.S. called Saab Parts North America. And that company has evolved into Rev'n. We're the exclusive provider of Saab original parts, and we also now are starting to diversify and offer a full line of parts for European branded vehicles. We've started to pick up on Volvo, BMW, Mercedes, Audi and VW parts for actually for the full model year spans, back 25 years. Primarily the maintenance and the lighter repair. We're not into the crash parts for the other brands. We do have the full catalog though for Saab. We have all the crash parts going all the way back, even for the vintage Saab. So we're more of a specialist with Saab, and then we have the more general parts for the other brands. Well, here at the show, we are promoting the fact that we're more than just Saab, but also since we've opened in 2012, we've been out there telling people it's easy to get Saab parts, because after the bankruptcy of Saab, it was difficult for a while. For 6 to 8 months, there wasn't a great supply of parts coming into the U.S. So that perception still exists today, even though we've got the full catalog available. We've got a 300,000 square foot warehouse in Bethlehem, PA that ships out parts every day, a network of 200 official service centers, which are like dealers throughout the U.S. for Saab. So that's our primary message for the Saab enthusiast community. But then for everyone else in the aftermarket, we want to let them know that we're a great source for your European branded parts, and the independent repair and body shop community as well.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Rev'n News.
And if you just can't get enough of cars, trucks, Jeeps, shows, parts, and products, then keep tuning in each week.
And we invite you to follow us on Facebook and check us out on YouTube. Hey, thanks for watching.
See you next time.
You know, at Rev'n News, we cover anything that revs.
This is what we're revving.
What are you revving?